NFL Week 1 has come and gone. Well, almost. Here's what I want to talk about from yesterday's games. And by yesterday, I mean let's go back to Thursday. The Cowboys look surprisingly good. No Parsons, no problem, as they held Hurts to 150 passing yards and Barkley to a measly 60 rushing yards. If it weren't for a thruple of Lamb drops at crucial times, we probably see the Super Bowl champs 0-1 to start the season. My advice for these two teams in their next games? Score some points in the second half. All in favor of more Friday NFL games, say aye. This week we saw Justin Herbie fully loaded. 318 yards, 3 TDs, and 32 rushing for good measure. Kansas City's #1 receiver was suspended for this game due to his involvement in a hit and run during the offseason, and ironically, Kansas City's #2 receiver missed the majority of this game for being involved in a hit and run on the first drive. And let's not forget that the same QB who flag baits on out-of-bounds calls is the same QB who did this when the defender was kindly letting him walk to the sideline. Say what you will, but I love seeing 0-1 next to a Chiefs logo. Danny freaking Dimes. Every single drive from the Colts yesterday resulted in points. The last time that happened in the NFL? 1977. Head coach and play caller Shane Steichen deserves a ton of credit. 418 total yards, 6 yards per play, and no turnovers. The Colts certainly didn't look like a team who had QB questions all offseason. In fact, the only QB questions I have from this game is how on earth you can post a Tua.7 QBR. Yeah. If you have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon A-Chain, and the QB is posting a single-digit QBR, it's time for some difficult conversations. Is there anything more Atlanta Falcons than what happened yesterday to the Atlanta Falcons? After an 18-play, 91-yard drive that took over 8 minutes, Michael Penix Jr. runs it in on 4th and goal to give Atlanta a 3-point lead. With 2 minutes left, Tampa Bay just needed a field goal to send the game in overtime, but instead they scored a touchdown with rookie wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. Now this should have put Tampa Bay up 4, but Chase McLaughlin misses the extra point. So the Falcons only need a field goal. With 59 seconds left, Michael Penix leads an 8-play, 60-yard drive to Tampa Bay's 26-yard line, giving Younghoe Koo a 44-yarder to send the game to extra innings. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons football. What a snooze fest. Typical AFC North football. Burrow, 113 yards. Brown, 21 carries for 43 yards. And #1 fantasy draft pick Jamar Chase with a generous 4.6 points this week. And that's in full PPR. Yet, they won, thanks to their defense. New year, new Bengals, I guess. Oh, so now Geno Smith wants to be good. 362 yards on the road in the rain, week 1. I guess when your highly touted first-round running back only gets you 2 yards per carry, the quarterback has to do something. Y'all really had me thinking the Patriots were going to be special this year. But hey, at least with the Raiders winning, the Chiefs sit alone at the bottom of the AFC West. Does the Saints medical tent give lollipops to the players when they leave? And does Chris Olave love lollipops? The Cardinals won on paper, but in spirit, they lost. Outplayed in nearly every statistical category. Well, except the one that matters. What was projected to be the lowest scoring game of the afternoon was the highest scoring game of the afternoon. In typical passive-aggressive Aaron Rodgers fashion, he throws for 4 TDs in a win versus the team who gave up on him. In other news that isn't actually news, DK Metcalf is still dropping passes. The Jets were also one big hit from Jalen Ramsey away from stealing this back-and-forth game. And the Jets certainly look better than 2/3 of their division this week. If Russell Wilson really gives the Giants the best chance to win, then why waste a first-round pick on Jackson Dart? Wilson's entire strategy was just throw the ball up to Malik Neighbors and hope for the best. And I'm sure it's also hard to post solid passing numbers when you're the team's leading rusher. Speaking of leading rusher, it's Bill Krosky merit season. We can stop pretending that 30-year-old Austin Eckler was ever going to lead this backfield. Look no further than Travis Etienne when we're talking about leading backfields. Etienne had 16 carries to Tank's 5 and Tutin's 3. Speaking of Tutin, I started taking creatine, and my word, when I tell you my stomach was a rumbling yesterday, I was letting them rip. I was letting them fly. The living room was something of a sulfur factory. Side effects of creatine include many gastrointestinal issues, and in my case, Bryce shall be Tutin. With 11 minutes to go in the game, the Titans had a 56% chance to pull off the biggest upset of week 1. But after a 16-yard sack on 2nd down, followed by an 11-yard sack on 3rd down, a drive that started on Denver's 22-yard line ended in a punt. But hey, at least with the Broncos winning, the Chiefs are at the bottom of the AFC West. You know what? For my own mental health, we're just not going to talk about this game. We're not going to talk about it. I mean, who the heck is Jake Tungus? Tungus. I know it's only been 1 week, but the Lions might be missing former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who is now at the Bears. Packers' newest addition, Micah Parsons, played 29 snaps yesterday, and in those 29 snaps, they sacked Goff 3 times and allowed 2.4 yards per play. While I think the Lions will figure it out quickly and be fine, the Packers might be finer. Green Bay is minus 120 to win the division. Take that. Boring! Interception, punt, fumble, end of game. And if you like that kind of game, you might want to look away. Over 900 yards of total offense, 81 points, rushes, passes, touchdown, field goals. This game had it all. And with a 99.1% chance to win the game, I dozed. I dozed. I fell asleep. I dozed off. My wife kept nudging me like, you gonna turn the TV off? You're asleep. You keep falling asleep. You know who doesn't sleep? Josh Allen. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left, down 15. Seems to be light work for the reigning MVP. It's also crazy how easy it is to overlook a 169-yard, nice 2-touchdown game when that same player fumbles at quite possibly the most inopportune time. This game was cinema from start to finish. It's just unfortunate that the Ravens decided to cosplay as the Falcons on Sunday night. But I'm afraid that's where the cinema stops this week. If you think these two teams are going to give you anything worth watching, I'm afraid you don't know ball. Here's what I will say. We talked about Ben Johnson earlier and how much I think the Lions are going to miss him this year. I think he takes a fairly talented Bears offense to the next level. And this is a team that I believe has more experience and talent on paper than the Minnesota Vikings. And they're the underdog at home. Bears 24, Vikings 13. We'll see you tomorrow for some updated rankings.